Hey, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in to TotalRadio.com. You're listening to Reselling is Life, hosted by Gary Orner. And we're just going to dive right into it today. I want to talk about the show. So, everyone, how is everyone doing today? I didn't even plan this show, so we're just going to do it like a podcast. If someone wants to tune in or to see that I'm live on YouTube, go ahead, jump on, listen. But we are broadcasting worldwide through the totalradio.com. So, this is a new radio show. It's Reselling is Life. I do have a Facebook page if you research or search Reselling is Life. I was going to do something big with it. I didn't know if I was going to do a radio show like this, but I do have some interest from people at the flipping sites and some other people on YouTube. They are interested in a show like this, doing interviews with true flippers. I know that there's phone flipping people and computer flipping people and video game flipping people, and but I'm talking about the people that do 60 to 80 to $120,000 on their eBay account and do another 30 to $40,000 on Poshmark and stuff like that. We're going to talk about everything and anything from clothing to electronics, you name it. We're going to talk about tips, how to list on eBay, how to advertise your eBay, how to go on Poshmark, how to play on Let Go, Offer Up, 5 Mile, Craigslist. We're going to give tips. We're going to bring these people in and do interviews, and we're going to ask the tough questions and get you guys the information for free. This is something I believe in, and I was helping on some other flipping groups. And it sounds funny when I say flipping groups. I want to say reselling groups. I'm going to say that from now. Flipping group sounds kind of weird. So I'm on these forums and these pages and all this other stuff, and some people say, "Hey, Gary, you have really good ideas and your thought process is right." And then I get some people that get a little upset about my thought process because they say that's not true. One of the big things I say is you make your money when you buy. Not a lot of people understand that. We're going to talk about that today. But the first thing I want to talk about is what you can expect from this radio show today. This is going to be a straight talk podcast style radio show. We do broadcast it live worldwide like we are right now. But also you're going to be able to download it off the totalradio.com until the reselling site is up. It's still, everything's going to go off the totalradio.com. I am the owner of the totalradio.com. We got a lot of shows that are going to be going on the totalradio.com. And it's going to be a great journey for me owning a radio station. So this show, we're going to be doing interviews. A lot of people want to talk to the Pete's, the Craigslist Hunter, the Rockstar Flippers, Rally Roots, and these people that are on YouTube that give information for you to get freely on YouTube. And my point is these guys are great people. I talk to them all. I don't talk to Rockstar Flipper as much as I do Pete and Rally Roots, but excuse me. Still, these are great people. They're making a lot of money on eBay, Poshmark, and stuff like that. But there are other people out there that aren't on social media, but they're not personally on social media saying, "This is me. I'm making $200,000 a month. Follow me." I'm going to interview them people and bring them on our radio station, and we're going to talk and get these hard questions answered, how they got there, what their tips are, and stuff like that. Some of these people you have not even heard of because the rich people aren't out there on social media trying to charge you for them to tell you their story. That's how I get to tell people this. You don't see the Waltons from Walmart, selling a program saying this is how you start a Walmart. You don't see that. And they're multi-billionaires. You don't see some of these people out there doing that because of, how should I put it? They got the hard work. They don't want you to know how they did it because then it's more competition. But excuse me again. At the same time, we have to share to other things. We have to share this information between each other to build, because if there's no competition, you're going to fail. Competition is a very healthy thing in the game of reselling. And a lot of these resellers out there think there's only one or two things you can make money at. And we're going to show that with these interviews, that a lot of these people are not just in one niche. They're not in just electronics. They're not just in antiques. They're not just in guns. They're not just in video games. They're not just in phones. They're not just in computers, but they're in a lot of different things. Their hands are in a lot of different areas. And a lot of people don't know. If you're talking to me on the phone flipping group, you think I'm just a phone flipper. I'm not. Now I own a radio station. Now I'm trying to build this. I have a lot of stuff coming in. I got multi streams of income, and I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to make it where I don't have to do what I hate. I do what I love. A lot of people are like, I want to have a passive income. I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Passive incomes are awesome. But at the same time, do not be one of them people that have passive incomes and sit on your butt and do nothing. You'll get bored. You'll go nuts. You want the whole goal is to do what you love to do and make money at it. That's the whole dream. So this show is going to be about that. It might not be about eBay one show. It might be about, hey, guess what? I want to start a marketing firm. Well, let's talk about marketing. I want to start a pet store. Let's talk about a pet store. This is any way for you to stop punching that time clock. That's the goal. Unless you like punching that time clock. I know a lot of police officers, and they love their job. They love doing what they do. I got a friend that's a firefighter. He loves doing what he does. A lot of people that don't know me very well don't understand that I was in a reptile game a long time. That's my dream, is animals. I love animals. And I got a lot of friends that make a living off of animals. It could be breeding and selling animals. It could be educational shows, owning a zoo. Yes, I do know people that own a zoo. The Kentucky Reptile Zoo owners are very good friends of mine. Give a shout out to Jim and Kristen if they are listening to this. They may, because they're good friends and they listen to everything that I post. But the whole goal is to do what you love to do and make money. And when I bring these people to interview, you're going to find out whatever they're doing, they love to do it and they're making money doing it. And that's the whole point. And that's where we need to get to. Another thing you're going to find out with this radio show, we're going to put up a live chat. Right now, I'm working on different mixing boards, and I got to work on the computer setup and all that other good stuff for my studio for the shows. I host 6 shows now on my radio station. And I'm trying to work out a schedule so I can do all 6 shows. But I do a really cool Cleveland Browns radio show. And I do a reptile show that I got to get another one out. But I need to get some equipment, better equipment than I have. For people that are on YouTube and watching it, I just wouldn't have picked this up. It's just a small traveling mixing board. So I can actually have a phone call, a phone hooked up to one, and my mic hooked up to one, or I can have a co-host with this one as a traveler. I do want to get one that I can have 10 different mics hooked up, or 10 different phones, and I'm working on that. This is a nice little thing. I just picked it up today. It's used, but it's decent. It works well, and I'm excited about that. So we can travel. So let's say I go out to a Poshmark event, or I go to an eBay event, or I go to any event possible, anything. Since this is internet based, I can broadcast worldwide at any time, any place, and my radio show will broadcast. Doesn't matter. As long as I have Wi-Fi, so as long as I have my phone, I have Wi-Fi, I can broadcast. So that was the big thing right there. And now I just got to pick up a nice laptop that I like that's just going to be for that. And that's a problem I got. If people know me, right in front of me right now, I have 4 computers that do 4 different things when I'm on the air, or when I'm playing games, or when I'm on the internet. I don't do everything on one, and I got some powerful machines. One can be just listening to eBay stuff while I'm watching a video on one, and I'm watching a movie on another, and I'm doing film editing on another. Seriously, that's how I go. And that's a problem with me. And a lot of entrepreneurs have that problem, that their mind is going so many different ways. It's hard to focus in on one thing. And that's something else we'll talk about. We're going to jump right into the next topic, and that's tips, how to focus and how to organize. The best entrepreneurs out there are very unorganized, and they usually hire someone to organize for them and get their thoughts processed for them, because Great entrepreneurs and idea people, they'll be driving a car to go get McDonald's and they'll come up with an idea and they'll forget it by the time they get home. So I carry my phone on me at all times, and I either write down because I have a note. I either write down on it my idea, or I record my voice, my idea, and I listen to it when I get home, and I put it into my database. Um, and I still lose track sometimes because I got so much that's going on. And I hear this when I talk to other entrepreneurs that it's hard to zone in on something, and that's why reselling, a lot of entrepreneurs do reselling because you can do antiques and video games and cell phones and computers. It's not the same thing every single time, and you become a master at a little of everything. um, Another thing we're going to be talking about is market and what the market's changing in, and what to sell, what's not selling, and what to go after to buy. If you're that type of person, if you're selling everything under the sun, we'll go, oh, clothing's hot right now, winter gear is hot right now, sports memorabilia is hot right now. During the Super Bowl, we'll talk about the teams you want to buy, the playoff team memorabilia you want to buy. Um, like we'll hit the hot items. Um, the number one thing sold on eBay that's used and new is clothing. And not many people in the electronic flipping world want to admit this, but clothing can make you a lot of money. It can also lose you money if you don't know how to buy, and that's what we're going to talk about a little bit later. That's going to be our main topic today: is you make money when you buy, not when you sell. So, anyways, I want to go ahead, and you got the intro to the show. You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys, people watching this, it's interested in flipping. They know the basics. I know some people are buying courses to be taught how to negotiate, to be taught how to place ads, to be taught how to look for the items that they're looking to get and stuff like that. But let's break down flipping first. Let's just break it down. All reselling or flipping is buying an object for a certain amount and selling it for more money. That's all it is buying it for a price that you can sell it for more and make a profit. Simple as that. Everything has a market. Everything. I see the people in the phone flipping world, some of them are so close-minded. And I say this not to be mean. They think that phones are it. Phones are the biggest profit. It's not. Video games can bring more profit than phones, and video games aren't even a top profit. Okay. I was talking to a person on Facebook the other day, and he was asking me, I get this asked a lot. Some people go, what's selling for you for good profit? And one of the things I always say is video games. Video games sell well. I don't have any video games. Well, yeah, I do. For the people on the YouTube channel, I'll show you. I mean, this isn't worth that much. This is a Driver 2 and Driver for PlayStation 1. It's a greatest hits. I want to say this is probably like $5. Five, maybe $6. But the point is I probably bought a group of PlayStation games for that. I bought a group, and I probably paid the person like $30 for a PlayStation 1 and probably like 20, 30 games. I love doing that. And some of the games in there were $20, $30 a piece. So at the end, let's say I paid $30, I'm selling a whole group of stuff for 150 to 175 bucks. And it happens all the time because at garage sales, people think the newest one is worth the most, and the old stuff's not worth anything. Yes, there are people in there just like phone flipping that go after video games. There's the same market. There some in video games, it's actually frowned upon to flip it. People call them, flippers, and it's a bad term in video games. Unless you own a store, people looked at me and like, Gary, you own a store, you're fine. You're allowed to do that. But if you don't own a store, it's bad to flip. I never understood that. But video games can bring big profit. I was talking to this person. I showed him a site, and I will be putting this up on when I get our website done. The Reselling is Life done. I'll have these links up so you guys can go. But you can go to pricecharting.com, and it will tell you. It's a guide. It's not a for sure. Now, listen close. It's a guide, but it's close. Okay. But it tells you the last 7 days sales on, I believe, eBay, on their site, because they do price charting, does price chart, or has a classified in Amazon. So it takes them 3 sites, or there might be 4 sites, and the average sale for the last 7 days, they give you that output. So Super Mario for Nintendo would be $7-ish, and it would tell you, but sometimes they go up and down. It's like a stock market. But I always tell people it's going to give you the average. So let's say you go look at Sculptor's Cut for the N64 or whatever. I forget if it's Super Nintendo or 64. It's a 80 to a couple $100 game. Okay. And if you look at it, and any game it says $80 and they're asking $1, you should buy it. Even if you sell it for 50, you're still making a very good profit. And that happens all the time in video games. You buy a game for $1 or $2, you sell it for 50 to $80. Happens all the time. Now, since I own a store, I would buy everything and have these $5, $6 games sitting on my shelf because someone would come in and go, okay, I've already made my profit on the group. I made my profit. I paid 30, made 150, but I still got like 10 games that are worth like $5. They're sitters. They're called shelf fillers. And people come in and go, oh, I've always wanted to try out the game. It's only $5. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and buy that. And that happens all the time. So, but if you're just going to be an eBay seller, you're going to want to group them 10 games or $5 into a group of 10 and ask like $40, $35, and the store is going to buy it instead. But anyways, I don't want to get too much into what each single market's going to get you. But there are other markets. Like I said, video games can make a lot of money. And I mean, the profit's insane. The profits, and I mean, there's times that I go out and I pick up PlayStation 3s for $5 that all they need to do is have their, eye cleaned on the PlayStation 3, clean the eye and it works. I'm selling it for 50 to $80. It's insane. Now the yellow light of death, you don't want to deal with that. There's other things. There are risks involved. Yes, there are risks. So don't take what I'm telling you today and go out and try to implement it. Research your market that you're going to sell. Here's another thing, knives. Knives are another big thing that you can actually sell. The people on YouTube can actually see what I'm putting out. I've got a knife in front of me. That's another big thing. People buy knives all the time, and there are wholesalers out there that sell decent knives. Now, there are wholesalers out there that sell cheap junk. You don't want to buy that. But knives, if you buy the good quality one, they can make you decent profit. You can make 40% profit on these. And people are like, oh, that's low-end money. You're only making 10 to 30% on your phones. So if I'm making 40% on these, 40% of money is 40%. 40% of $10 is the same as selling something for $100 and get 40%. It's just a larger return. You're getting $40 compared to $4, but it adds up. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So flipping basics is buying something for cheaper than you're going to sell it for. Simple as that. If you know your market, you can go ahead and buy cheaper cameras, computers, speakers, anything, really anything, mice. I mean, I'm trying to look around my whole room here. And tools. Tools are another great one. Tools are amazing to sell. Do you know how many times I go into a garage sale and I see Snap-on tools? A guy have a toolbox Snap-on tools and asking $400, and it's probably like $1,500 to $2,000 in tools. Seriously, that's insane profit. Garage sales, and the problem with garage sales is people go out looking for one thing. But when you're like the Pete's and me and stuff, and we go out and we're looking for it all, we're dangerous because just because I don't see my video games at one, I might go ahead and I find my tools. I might find clothing that I can sell. I might find stereo equipment that I can sell. There's so much that I sell and Pete sells. Like Pete does older 1970s receivers. He's very good at it. And I dabble in it, but he makes some big money buying some 1970s receivers, and it's insane. So there's money to be made in any area in flipping. The difference is you got to have the knowledge in that area and you can make money. All right. The bookkeeping, we're going to be going over bookkeeping on the next show or the show after that. I want to talk about bookkeeping and stuff like that. And that's going to involve, because I do have a program that I'm writing personally that's going to help bookkeeping for you for when you sell on eBay, Poshmark, and other applications, and it brings that sale into the program and spits out your profit. That I'm working on. I don't know when exactly it's going to be done. It does have a lot of bugs. I got like the basics up. It doesn't look good. I don't have the looks yet. You always do the back end before you do your looks. But it's something I've been working on for about a year. So hopefully maybe I can get someone to help me out with it or go from there. So basically this is going to be about business and what you can do to evolve your business into making more money and do what you love to do. Because if you don't like selling phones, you're not going to succeed at selling phones. You're going to hit a wall and you're just going to be like, this isn't worth it. I don't like doing it. But let's say you like repairing phones. You can make money repairing phones. When you do what you love to do, you can make a lot more money. And a lot more money can be done if you know how to do it correctly. And there's just a few simple steps you got to do. I always say this, you can't get to the top of the stairs without taking every step. If you skip steps, once in a while you get away with it, but eventually you're going to trip up and you're going to fall to the bottom of the stairs again. So that there is what this show is going to be about in a nutshell. We are going to pick topics. We're going to do interviews. We're going to have a live chat going. People can actually talk to me and ask me things in live chat. If you guys want to contact me right now and give me subjects, give me something you want to answer, or just want to say something to me, you can email me at gary@thetotalradio.com. So until I get the other emails up and stuff like that, that one's going to be the business one for Total Radio. But it's gary@thetotalradio.com. You can go ahead and message me on there, give me ideas, who you want to interview. If you're interested in being interviewed, we'll go from there. Right now, I'm going to be able to have one phone line open or a co-host on during that show. I can't have both. I'm working on the details for phone lines coming in. I don't want to go out and buy a bunch of cell phones and hook them up and sit there and go, okay, guys, that line's full. You get to call this number now and then this number now. I want to have one number, have the line come in, and I have many lines on that one number. And you guys call in and I can patch them in. That's what I'm looking to do. I just got to iron out them details. So I just want to jump in right before we go. I want to jump into the whole thing that I got in a conversation with another person the other day. So you might understand what I'm saying to you when if you read that thread. I say you make money when you buy, not when you sell. And they weren't understanding there was meaning to it. It wasn't literal. It wasn't, yes, you make your money when you sell the item and you get the money in hand. But if you're a bad buyer, you never have a shot to make money. So let me give you, if you buy a widget and you know that widget you can sell for $20 at that moment and you spend $18, you're not going to make money because let's say that widget goes down in price. Then you're not making money, you're losing money. Let's say something happens at that moment where you're going to lose money. If you offer 15, you're losing 3. So you make your money when you buy. You know for that widget, you're never going to spend over $8, $10. You have to make that money. So you set your buying limit for that one widget and say, if someone comes to me with that widget and wants $3, of course I'm going to buy it. But the most I'm going to spend on that widget is $8 to $10. I see so many people jump into buying stuff to sell and just don't know what to spend on this stuff. They don't know. They don't have a buying plan. They don't have a buying purchase limit. They just go in saying, oh my God, I can make $10. I'm going to tell you why making $10 in an item is not good. It's because at the end of the day, you're going to say, I busted my butt all week. I sold 15 phones and I made $150. Or I sold 15 widgets and I made $150. What is this all about? What you need to do is find that threshold of what percent margin do you need? Do you need to be at 30%, 40%, 50%, all that other stuff? Because as you grow, you're going to need to change your plan a little bit. To give an example, Rally Roots used to be just him and his wife. They go out and garage sale and they used to go to thrift stores and they bought and they would do it out of their home. And then eventually they got a warehouse. Then they got an employee to list everything on eBay. Now they got another bigger warehouse. They're looking to hire somebody else. It goes just like that. If you're not growing, you're failing. If you're not getting bigger, you are failing in this business. So if you're selling, let's say widgets, I don't want to pick on any one of the reselling groups. If you're selling widgets and you're at $3,000 every month, something's wrong. You got to grow. If you're at $40,000 every month, something's wrong. You got to grow. That's the whole point. If you're happy with the success of making $40, then be happy with it, I guess. But me, I'm not happy at $100,000. I'm thinking of $200,000. At $200,000, I'm thinking of $500,000. And $500,000, I'm thinking of a cool mill. I'm never satisfied with what I make. Does that mean that I'm not having a happy life? No. But I'm never satisfied going, I am done. Yeah, I'm making my $40,000 a month. It's over. It's cool. I'm done. I can retire. It's not going to ever happen for me. And I hope it don't happen with you. So if you guys have an idea, you guys want to run it by me, if you guys would like to be on the show and talk, I don't care if you're a professional or you're making $200 a month. You want to be on the show, that's cool. Give me some ideas. We'll roll this through. If you guys are interested in advertising on the website or advertising on the show, I do have some people lined up that want to advertise on some of my other radio shows. If you want to be in on this first, for this show, this exact show here, if you want to put an ad out saying, and you got a website saying you buy cell phones, throw me an offer or a proposal, and you'll get a better deal because we're just starting out. If you are looking to buy video games or you're looking to do repair and you do nationwide repair, throw me a proposal and I'll get you a price. You're going to get a better price when we're small like this. Of course, when we grow, if you're locked in, you're going to get that same price. But if you're not, you wait till we get bigger. Of course, it's going to be a different price because it's going to be more people wanting them time slots. If you're interested in doing a radio show, it doesn't have to be about reselling. It could be about anything you want. Shoot me a proposal at Gary at thetotalradio.com. If you're interested in doing anything, if you want to do it about reselling, if you want to do it about crafting, if you want to do it about your favorite sport, your favorite sports team, your favorite hobby. If you want to talk politics, we can. The only thing we cannot do yet is music because I do not have the licensing for my radio station yet. As soon as I get the licensing corrected, we can go ahead and start playing live music. If you want to be a DJ for country music, we'll figure it out. You want to be rap, we'll figure it out. Heavy metal. All we got to do is figure out time slots for you guys. And we got proposals where if you want to own the advertising in your show, we'll have to talk about that. If you want our advertising to be in your show, we'll talk about that. There's other things that we got to do. So this is another opportunity for people if they're interested in doing radio or something along them lines. If you're looking to be a co-host, I am looking for a co-host for this show. I got to work out them details. I don't know if you're going to have to do it on your cell phone or if you can rig up something like I have here and you can tie into the show at the same time. I got to see if I can do that on the server. So I want to make this show successful, but at the same time, I need to have the people involved because I already do have the people involved in my sports radio shows and my reptile radio shows, and my wife and I do a bird radio show. And we already have success there. So I know that you guys are out there. I know you guys like hearing this type of stuff. I'm not 100% expert on anything, guys. I can give you my ideas. I can help you answer questions. I can point you in the right direction. I already have people lined up, like Pete from the Craigslist Hunter has already confirmed he's going to be on here. He said anytime I want him on here. So that's a big one. If you don't know who Pete, the Craigslist Hunter, is, just go on YouTube, search Craigslist Hunter. He is an awesome guy. He's one of my friends that helped me get to where I'm at today, and he's never charged me a nickel. He's actually helped me more than he even knows, and he'll say, "Oh, I'm just being friends," and he's a good guy. I don't know if there's a better guy out there in the reselling world. I honestly don't. He's just an awesome guy. So go ahead and check him out, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in to thetotalradio.com. If you're watching on the YouTube, I appreciate you tuning in there. You're always going to get the YouTube. I just don't have a collar shirt on today. I just got my tank top on because it is 9:30 where I'm at p.m. So, guys, if you guys just keep the drive, do what you love, you'll succeed. That's all it takes, okay? So we are signing off. I'm your host, Gary Orner. You're listening to The Total Radio.